जय गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 हरे प्रभु।
Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So welcome back to Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 2, contents of Gita summarized. Today's verses 41 to 44. We'll read 41 verse first. व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिर एकेहा कुरु नंदनाम भूषागा हि अनंताश्च बुद्धयो अव्यवसायिनाम व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिर एकेहा कुरु नंदनाम भूषागा हि अनंताश्च बुद्धयोर अव्यवसायिनाम व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिर एकेहा कुरु नंदनाम भूषागा हि अनंताश्चाम बुद्धयो अव्यवसायिनाम. Hare Krishna. Renuka Mataji can read.
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नन्दन बहुशाखा अनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनः. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Ravi Prabhu.
व्यवसायित्मिका बुद्धिर एकेह कुरु नंदन बहुशाखा अनंताश्च बुद्धयो अव्यवसायिनाम्.
Right. Mataji can read the translation.
Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of Guru, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched.
42 and 43. Yamimam pushpidam vacham pravadyande avibhashchidam vedavada rada partha na anyadastiri vadinam kamatmana swargaparam janma karma bhala pradam kriya vishesha bahulam bhogaishwarya gadim pradi. Yamimam pushpidam vacham pravadyande avipashchidam vedavada rada partha nanyadastiri vadinaha kamatmana swargaparam janma karma bhala pradam kriya vishesha bahulam jabhoga ishwarya gadim pradi. Yamimam pushpitam vajam pravadyande avipashchidam vedavada rada partha na anyadastiri vadinam Kamalpana Surgapara Janma Karma Bala Pradam Kriya Vishesha Buhulam Bhogaishwarya Gadim Prati. Renuka Mataji.
Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadanti avipashchita veda vada rata partha na anyad astita vadina kamatmana swargapada janma karma phala pradam kriya vishesha bahulam bhogaishwarya gatim prati. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Prabhu.
यामिमां पुष्पितां वाचं प्रवदन्तय विपश्चिता वेदवादर्ता पार्थ नान्यदस्तीति वादिन कामात्मान स्वर्गपरा जन्म कर्म फलप्रदां क्रिया विशेष बहुलां भोगेश्वर गतिं प्रति.
Okay, right. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, Mataji, please read the translation.
Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this.
Good. Good. Right. Next 44. Bhoga Ishwarya Prasaktanam Taya Abahruda Chedasam Vyavasayatmiga Buddhi Samadho na Vidhiyade Bhoga Ishwarya Prasaktanam Taya Abahruda Chedasam Vyavasayatmiga Buddhi Samadho na Vidhiyade Bhogaishwarya Prasaktanam Taya Abarhuda Chedasam Vyavasayatmiga Buddhi Samadho na Vidhiyade. Mataji.
Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya paharata chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhavana vidhiyate.
Right, thank you. Prabhu.
भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां तया परहित चेतसां व्यवसायित्मिका बुद्धि समाधौ न विधीयते. हरे कृष्ण.
Right, Hare Krishna. Right, Mataji. Translation, please.
In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination of devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place.
Right, Hare Krishna. So, Krishna is now explaining Nishkama Karma Yoga to Arjuna for realizing the Atma, the soul, which have been described through Sankhya Yoga. So Sankhya Yoga, Bhagavan has explained many ways the intrinsities of Atma. And then the next step is for Arjuna to realize his Atma. So Arjuna being a Kshatriya, the best process recommended for Arjuna is naturally Karma Yoga. Because Arjuna is a Kshatriya as well as is a Grihastha. So both these in the Varnashrama system, action is recommended for Kshatriyas and Grihasthashrams. So Karma Yoga is recommended to Arjuna. That is beginning from 39th verse. 39th verse, Krishna says, Eshate Abhida Sankhye. So far, I have described to you the Sankhya Yoga. Buddhi Yoga Tumam Shno. Now you listen to me while I explain the yoga, which means Karma Yoga. Buddhi Karma Yoga means devotion. Buddhi, most of acharyas have translated this word Buddhi as devotion, because ultimately, why they done this? Because ultimate success for Karma Yoga, unless it is blended with bhakti, it will not take place. It will not succeed. And one of our great acharyas in the Vaishnava Parambara, Lakshmi Parambara, or Sri Parambara, Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya hails from Porur, that is in Chennai. And then he was sometimes with the Kanchipuram, Varadaraja Perumal. After that, he shifted to Sri Rangam to serve Ranganatha Perumal, Ranganatha Bhagwan. And he is a foremost acharya of Sri Parambara. So he's of course is considered expansion of Balram or Lakshmana or Nityananda Prabhu. So he has given a very nice description, very nice definition of buddhi. Buddhi means, he says, as a mental disposition which is required for understanding the Atma or for executing works with the preceding knowledge of Atma, with the intention of realizing that. That means, he says it is a mental disposition. Mental disposition for executing works. Works means executing the karma, action, with a precedence of knowledge of Atma, with a purpose, for the purpose of realizing that. So, the understanding is that theoretically you are understood that you are Atma. That is, this is precedence of, with the precedence of knowledge. That means you are not, you know now that you are not this body. After listening to Krishna, you have reached a conclusion. What is explaining that is body, we are not this body. This body is a permanent, is not permanent, temporary, and we are actually permanent. That is a source, we are permanent. So that we have understood theoretically. Now, you need, or rather we need a mental disposition to execute the works to realize this Atma, to execute the Karma Yoga, to realize this Atma. So it means that mental disposition is translated as Bhakti. Unless your consciousness is not favorable, executing Karma Yoga without devotion. I think last class we explained one verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, Naishkarmyam abhi achyuta bhava varjidam na shobhade jnana malanchanam. Naishkamyam abhi achyuta bhava varjidam. Okay, even if you are executing your prescribed duties without kama, without desire, nishkama, but it will not yield profit or it will not yield result. The result of Karma Yoga, executing Karma Yoga, is purification of the heart, and thereby the knowledge is manifested. But this knowledge will not manifest even if you do the prescribed duties without any intention of fruity for results, unless Achyuta Bhava. Achyuta Bhava means a favorable inclination towards Achyuta or Krishna. That means devotion. Without devotion, that Nishkama Karma Yoga will not work. So mental disposition is Bhakti only. So Krishna says that I'll explain to you what is this mental disposition, what is this Karma Yoga. I'll explain to you, listen to me. And Buddhya Yukto Ya Partha, and what is the benefit when you do this Karma Yoga? Karma Bandha Prahasyasi. You'll be free from, you can free yourself from the bondage. And then benefits I explained the next verse, Neha Bikama Shosti Pratyavayo Navidyade. There is no loss or diminution, or there is no sinful, it's not accrued. Sinful reaction is not accrued. Even if you are not able to finish the Bikama in this process. In this process, there is no loss or diminution, which means even if you are not able to bring it to its conclusion, of logical conclusion of realizing the karma or realizing the Brahma, even if you are not able to do it for some reason or other, actually there is no loss, nor any sinful reaction, because Krishna will help you to be born in a family of Brahmanas or Vaishnavas, so that you can start from where you are left off. last birth. So there is no loss at all. In material world and material planning or material execution of works, unless the work is completed, it will be a sheer waste of time or energy. Not only that, it will accrue sinful reaction also. And the next benefit is trayate swalpam asya dharmasya trayate mahado bhayat. Trayado mahataya trayate mahabhat. That fear of transmigration. Transmigration means, what is transmigration, Mataji? This is a word occasionally used by Srila Prabhupada. Migrate, you know what is migrate. Transmigrate means you migrate from one place to another place. So in here it means from one body to another. Out of the 84 lakh species, you are transmigrating from one species to another continuously. So that fear is always there. We don't know what body we're going to get in next birth. And that nagging fear will not be there if you are practicing Nishkama Karma Yoga blended with Bhakti. Because ultimately the prescribed duties are done for the benefit of or the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. That is given in 3rd chapter, 9th verse. It says, Yajnartam karmano anyatra logoyam karma bandhana. Krishna says to Arjuna, Arjuna, you do your prescribed duties as an offering to Yajna. Yajna means Vishnu. To please Vishnu. So, there is no loss of illumination, even if not able to complete it. And then in this verse, Krishna is describing what is the attitude or the mental disposition, as we have already mentioned, mental disposition of those who have embarked on this path. One who has started the Bhakti Yoga and the Nishkama Karma Yoga. What will be the attitude? Krishna says here it's Vyavasaya Mega Buddhi. This buddhi, this mental disposition is Vyavasaya Mega. Vyavasaya means resolute, strong determination. Strong determination that will not be distracted by anything else other than our set goal, which is to realize the Atma. Nothing can distract us. We are here, we have started scriptures reading, and our purpose is, as per scriptures, to realize Atma and then Paramatma and then Bhagavan, in that order. But according to Vaishnava Siddhanta, you realize Krishna first, then you realize everything else. That is given the purpose. Vasudeva Sarvamidhi Samahatma Sudurlabha. The ultimate realization of Bhagavad Gita is to know, to understand that Lord Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva, is all in all, everything. Krishna is everything. So that strong resolution is there, those who practice this yoga. And how he has achieved this strong resolution? Because of faith only. Unflinching faith. So Srila Prabhupada is quoting from Chaitanya Charitamrita, one verse, very well-known verse, very famous verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. It says, Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kahe Sudhira Nishchaya Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarvakarma Kridahaya. What is Shraddha? Shraddha Shabde. What do you understand by the word Shabda? Shraddha. Shraddha means faith. Means Vishwasa Kahe Sudhira Nishchaya. Unflinching trust that if you are rendering devotional service to Krishna, Krishna Bhakti Kaile, this is Bengali, Krishna Bhakti Kaile, if you render devotional service unto Krishna, Sarvakama Kridahaya, every perfection will be there. All perfection will be automatically achieved by rendering devotional service to Krishna. That faith, that trust, that kind of trust is called faith. And that is by nature unflinching, which cannot be removed by the words of persons who are illusion. So many people who are in illusion. Illusion means who have not understood Krishna at all. Those are illusion, but they have their own working. They have their own intelligence and they have their own convictions. And based on this, they'll try to talk to you that what you're following is not right. But people who have strong resolution, one who is always single focused, can never be distracted by the words of those people who are illusion. That is given Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 2, verse 10, 3.2.10. It's a very strong, powerful verse. So that is Shraddha. So Shraddha, when you are running devotional service and discharging prescribed duties, you are no longer bound by the auspicious or inauspicious activities. Auspicious activities as well as inauspicious activities will only lead to again birth. So Krishna says in verse 50 of the same chapter, verse 50 of Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, Buddhi yukto jhadiha ubhe sukrita dushkrute tasma yoga yujyasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. So kaushala means what? Expertise. Kaushala means art or ability or what do you call resourcefulness. Of executing this yoga, bhakti yoga, is that bhakti yuto jhadiha ubhe sugrida dushkrida. Both sinful as well as pious activities you have to throw away, discard, because both will have its effects which will make you to come back again. So our idea is not to come back. So we keep a distance. We both discard both the auspicious activities or inauspicious activities from a material point of view, and focus only on karma yoga with the help of intelligence. That's why Krishna says, Buddhi yukto jhadiha. Jhadiha means throw it off. So buddhi means this mental disposition. That means the attitudes or favorable attitudes toward Krishna, which is called bhakti. So that is a plus point of bhakti, that you are able to shake off your leanings towards auspicious and inauspicious activities. You are not bothered about good results or bad results. That Krishna says in verse number 38. Sukha dukkha samay kritva labha labho jaya jayo tado yuddhaya ujjasya naivam bhavam apsisi. So this kind of faith, this kind of resolute determination is based on knowledge. Is based on knowledge. Why this knowledge? Because it is given in Shastras, it is spoken by sages, it is practiced by spiritual masters. So that is foolproof. From three different point of angles, Shastra, saints, and spiritual masters, they teach you all the same thing. There is no difference between their teachings. So that knowledge is based on this three-tier system. And from this, we acquire the knowledge as Krishna is everything. Chapter 7, verse 19. Bhunam janmanamande jnanavam yam pravadyade vasudeva sarvamidhi masu durlabha. It takes a long time for a jnani. It takes long births, many births, before he comes to conclusion, right conclusion about Krishna's position. But persons who have taken up bhakti yoga, they can immediately realize in this birth itself. You don't have to wait for so many other births. That's where the bhaktas score over the jnanis. So jnani ultimately surrenders to Krishna, but bhakta surrenders to Krishna straight away, without waiting on it. Straight away, hear about Krishna, tak, that's it. Render devotion service, samarpanam. So that is not, that knowledge will be imparted to the soul, not on its own, by through a medium of a spiritual master. So Upanishad says, Tad vijnanatam sa gurun evam adhigached. If you want knowledge, if you want to know that realizing or releasing knowledge from these tentacles of karma yoga, as bandhavasta, the only way is to approach a spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master. Shweta Shwedra, this is Mundaka Upanishad. Shweta Shwedra Upanishad says, Yasa deve para bhakti yatha deve tada guru tasyeva kavida hyarta prakashande mahatmana. One who has got unflinching faith on Krishna and unflinching faith on Guru, all the imports of the knowledge, imports of the books will be revealed to him, not to anybody else. So we need Krishna to reveal the knowledge. We cannot acquire knowledge just by our own reading, just by listening so much times and the kirtan, so many times. You can do so many methods. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, so many processes there. But unless Krishna's mercy is not there, we are not surrendered to Krishna, we will not get the precise knowledge. So for that, we have to approach the spiritual master, and we have to do render service to Krishna and as well as spiritual master, and that to that person, this knowledge will be revealed. So in Mangalarati, you have seen the Mangalarati, people are attending Mangaladarshan. The Mangalarati Kirtan which you are singing, that is Samsara Dhava Nalalita Loga, is written by one of our acharyas, Vishwanatha Dasa Thakura. Vishwanath Das Thakura explains, yes, and last verse, the 8th verse, he says, Yasya prasada bhagavat prasado Yasya prasada nagadi kutopi Dhyayam suam stasyam yashasri sandhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Yasya prasada. When you please the spiritual master only, Krishna will be automatically pleased. And if you don't, when you are not pleasing Krishna, the spiritual master, you will not have anywhere to do. You will be stranded, left stranded. You will not achieve your goal. Na gadi kutobi. You will not reach anywhere. So that emphatically, Shweta Upanishad explains to us, and Vishwanath Thakura in his Mangalarati explains to us that we have to first surrender to Guru, then later surrender to Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada, he was, after leaving his house, after taking Vanaprastha, he entered Vrindavanam, and so long years he was staying in many parts of Vrindavanam, and ultimately he settled in Radha Damodar temple. Radha Damodar temple is very famous. It's installed by, deities were installed by Madhu Pandit, who was a stalwart Vaishnava at that time. So Srila Prabhupada used to stay there. Even now you can see the rooms occupied by Srila Prabhupada. They maintained this very nicely. His cot is there, his bed is there, his chapel is there. One is a bedroom, another is kitchen. In his kitchen you can find the kitchen utensils. Everything is very nicely maintained. So Radha Damodar temple is a very famous temple, and every time we go to Vrindavan, we visit Radha Damodar temple, and we can see this rooms occupied by Srila Prabhupada. So every morning at 2 o'clock he used to get up, singing this Mangalarti and singing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he used to clean this temple's courtyard. So at the time he'll cry, weep uncontrollably, saying that, oh my Guru Dev, you have ordered me to go to Western countries some 40 years back or 35 years back in 1922 actually. But what an unfortunate soul I am that I am not able to execute your order. So please forgive me. I'm Gurudev, I'm sorry about this. I'm continuously failed. So after 35 years also, I'm not able to do this. So I was crying bitterly. And then Rupa Goswami, whose Kutiram is there in that Damodar temple. So many acharyas, Samadhi, you can find this backside of Radha Damodar temple. So Rupa Goswami's Kutir is there, this Samadhi is also there. And so he came to Krishna Prabhupada in a dream and said that, don't worry, Abhay, don't worry, I'll take care of you, you go ahead. You go ahead. I'll be with you always. I will be with you always. So that's a dream which Srila Prabhupada now forgot. And within a few days, he could travel to America. So many incidents behind that also. So spiritual master is very much necessary to teach us the science of Krishna, which alone can help us to break this BODD cycle and go back to Krishna. So the next verse, Krishna says, what is the nature of an irresolute person? Vyavasaya buddhi, we have seen. No, what is the attitude or the philosophy also people who are not resolute, but who are followers of Veda also. So yamimam pushpidam vajam pravadandi avivashchida Veda vada rada partha nanyadistidi vadina kamatmana swargapara janma karma bhala pradam kriya vishesha bahulam bhoga ishwarya gadipati. So people whose mental disposition, the buddhi, is not resolute, which is called avyavasaya niga. That person, because of a fault in heart, he desires material objects. Kamatmana. Kamatma means material objects. Presently, when he's living, he wants to be full of opulences. Beautiful wife, beautiful children, well-educated children, a lot of wealth, so many things. Material desires to be fulfilled. So they are attracted by this, and because of this attraction, the glittering of this illusion, they fail to understand the temporary nature of this, all these opulences. We know this is temporary. The person who has awarded these persons with material benefits are also going to end. They will also be destroyed at the time of annihilation. So, even though Shastras tell you that the material things are temporary, these people who are also followers of Veda, that is why they call Veda Vada Rada Partha. Veda Vada Rada Partha, they are very strict followers of Vedas. They say that Yam Imam Pushpidam Vaja, they are attracted by the Vachas, flowery words of Veda Kamakanda. So some words, some phrases Srila Prabhupada is quoting in his purport. His case, Apama Somam Amrada Adhuma. Somam means Somarasa means it is a beverage. It is spirit only, although it is named as Somarasa only. But by drinking that, what happens? You become very strong physically and get very strong senses also, so that you can enjoy the senses. You can enjoy with senses. So they are Kamatmana. They want everything within this world. And then Swargapara, they want something from outside world also, up to transcend these planets, this Swargaloka. And the idea is this Janma Karma Bhara, which is prescribed duties belonging to these Varnas, they say that the only idea for this prescribed duties is to elevate oneself to the heavenly planets. So that is their knowledge, which is not as per the knowledge received by this Karma Yoga people who is having bhakti also. So then Kriya Vishesha Bahula. For yajnas, there are so many procedures, so many rituals have been done. And even if you attend even small function, of this kind of function, so many mantras are chanted, so much time is there, so much time is there. And in case of deity installation, there are 2-3 days, through 2 to 3 days, continuously puja will be there before installing the deities. So, these are the words. Yamimam Pushpidam Vajam. They are attractive words, but they are full of poison. Because those words, if you are attracted by these words, which gives you so many benedictions. Like Shiva is able to give you good sons. Indra can give you with good rain, and so many things he can give you. Parvati can give you a good husband. So all these demigods, they are empowered to give to these jivas because he desires that. But that is temporary. This jiva does not know that this is temporary. He is aware of rebirth. Yes. This karmi, the so-called karmi, or those people, bhogis, one who is not resolute in intelligence. Because kriya vishesha bahulam. Kriya vishesha bahula. Next one is kriya vishesha bahula. So many yajnas are there. Different types of yajnas to achieve different objectives, desires. So this material desire is unlimited, while the spiritual desire is single. Kuda. Spiritual desire is a single one, and material desires are massive, unlimited. So these people, they want to go to Swarga, and they know that, they are aware that there's a difference between body and soul, and that we are not going to heavenly planets with this body. This body will go, and then we will achieve this this body, spiritual body, and with that you can go to heavenly planets. That knowledge is there. They know the difference between the body and soul, but they don't know the actual position of soul, which is to render devotional service to Krishna only, which they are not aware. So they give more emphasis to the Karma Kanda. This is called Karma Kanda section of Vedas. Karma Kanda, which is otherwise known as Purva Mimamsi. Mimamsi means people are dedicated to action. Vedas, the first section, Purva Mimamsa, or the Karma Kanda section, gives details of actions for both understanding yajna and as well as applying this paraphernalia. So many paraphernalia is required. You have that yajna, and you should have knowledge of this paraphernalia. You should have knowledge of this how to conduct and yajna. So many things are there. So they are aware of that yajna, this different. Body is different from soul, but they don't know the actual position of soul, which is to render devotional service. So whenever yajnas are conducted by ISKCON, in between every few sentences, we'll chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, so that we don't go too much into rituals, which is basically material in nature. Anyway, this irresolute people, that is who doesn't have the Vyavasaya Buddhi, because of their desires, material desires, kama, mana, then elevation to Sargapada, and they base it on the Pushpidam Vacham of the Vedas, flowery language of Vedas, which is considered to be very lethal to living in city. Because it imbues with him, it generates so many desires, lust, everything. This jiva, and sometimes if you are captivated by this Maya, then sometimes you may leave Krishna and go to Maya. But persons who are very resolute, they are not bothered about these things. They know that Krishna's leelas are nitya. Maybe may apparently be here for 5,000 years ago in our earthly planet. Then after that he has disappeared. We try to believe that way. But actually, what has happened? Krishna has got his chakra, Gada, Shankar, and also 4 paraphernals are there. Out of that, Shankar started shouting Hare Krishna Kirtan and all that. So, these people who are not resolute, they don't really understand the position of soul, which is being a servant of super soul. So they don't care for this, but they have some understanding that we are separate, the soul is separate, and based on that knowledge, they conduct this Kriya Vishesha Bonam so many yajnas, and because of that, their intelligence is not resolute. And what is Krishna's opinion about that? Krishna says in the next verse, Bhogaishwarya Prasaktanam Taya Abhahrita Chedasam. In the first verse, we say that Pravatandi Avibhashchida. Avibhashchida means not very intelligent. Although they claim to be followers of Vedas, they follow to be Purvamimamsas, they are not actually very intelligent. And they don't have a firm resolution because their heart has been stolen off. They are Abhahrita Chedasam, Bhogaishwarya Prasaktam, because they are interested in Bhoga. Bhoga means enjoyment. Aishwarya means power. Power belonging to demigods. So they are interested in acquiring both this. And to acquire that, they conduct so many Kriya Vishesha Bodhan, so many yajnas. All based on this Kamatmana, which is a wrong disposition of the mental aspect of buddhi. I mean, it's not very intelligent. So Krishna says, Bhogaishwarya Prasaktanam, people who are inclined for this sense gratification, and since they have spoiled their intelligence, stolen of intelligence, their buddhi is not vyavasayatmika, it is avyavasayatmika, it is not resolute. Because actually samadhi means the state of consciousness where one becomes very, very, very certain that you are a servant of Krishna, and to render devotional service based on that, and that you realize that part. That is called actually samadhi. So Srila Prabhupada gives a definition of samadhi from Nirukti. Nirukti is a Sanskrit dictionary. It says, Samyak adhiyade asmin atma tattva yadamyam. So when the mind is fixed for understanding self, which is Vyavasaya. When the mind is fixed, it is called Vyavasaya. When the mind is adrift, it is called Avyavasaya. The persons who are the karma mimamsas, who is having avyavasaya, their intelligence is not very stable, and because of that, they are not able to understand the real essence of spirituality, which is described in Upanishads, and later in the Upasana Kanda of Vedas, which really gives you a complete focus on Krishna. Upanishads give you knowledge, but they are not directly worshipping Krishna. So people who are above all this karma yoga and jnana yoga and all that, they render what I call unalloyed devotion service, not karma yoga, unalloyed devotion service. Those people are able to realize Bhagavan straight away. But anyway, doing this karma yoga with the blending of bhakti yoga, Krishna says actually Arjuna that you will achieve all your desired goals. So you have to be resolute. You have to be resolute in what you want to execute or what you want to desire. Not your intelligence should not be multi-branched. So thank you very much. If any doubts, some suggestions you want to give, most welcome. Who is having the Vivo? One person has come. He's in Vivo only. Can you please identify yourself? I speak in the devotee who is having this mobile Vivo mobile. It's Vivo mobile, I think. Right. Okay. Renukamalaji, can you sing? Can you render this Narasimha Kirtan?
Okay, I haven't learned. Okay.
You are not learned. Okay. We'll give you some more weeks. 2 more weeks. Okay. Ravi can.
Yesho.
Right.
Namaste Narasingaya Prahlad Daine Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Shilatankanakalaye To Narsinga Parato Narsinga Yato yato yami tato narsinga bahe narsimha hirdaye narsinga narasinga madim sharanam prapadye tava kara kamalavare nakham Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Narsimha Dev, Jaya Narsimha Dev, Jaya Narsimha Dev, Jaya Narsimha Dev, Jaya Narahari, Jaya Narahari, Jaya Narahari, Jaya Narahari, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha. Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Ugram Viro Mahavishnum
Avishtam Chidantam
Ugram
Sarvatomukam.
Vishnu Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukam Narashimam Vishnum Badram Mritum Namamiyam Ugram Viro Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukam
Vishtam
Narashimam
Bhadram
Vishnum Badram Mritum Namamiyam
Tumukim Shri
Shri
Narasimha
Narsimha
Jai
Jai
Narasimha.
Narsimha Jai Jai Shri Narsimha Pela Desa Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bhinga Shri Narsimha Jai Narsimha Jai Jai Shri Narsimha Pela Desa Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bhinga
Shuddha Bhakti Vignanashikari Shri Narasimha Dev Bhavan ki.
Jai
Vaishnava Bhakti Shesh Pradam Maharaj ki.
Jai
Go Premanande. Vancha
Jai
Kalpadruvissa.
Passion to be which Patitanam Pavan Vaishnav Namo Nama
Nanda Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda ki.
Jai
Namacharya Das Thakur ki.
Jai
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai
So thank you very much. So we'll meet after Onam now. Next class will be only on Tuesday. And that day we'll have pentathlon. Okay. So you can prepare yourself because 1 week you are getting free. There's no without any class. So utilize your time for reading.